The lesson we're beginning is Bio 2.1 because you're in Chapter 2, Section 1. Ecology. You'll need to copy everything down from this slide. Organisms depend on other organisms and non-living factors in their environment for survival. Ecology, which is a vocabulary word, so please highlight that, is the scientific discipline in which the relationships among living organisms and the interaction the organisms have with their environments are studied. Ecologists observe, experiment, and model using a variety of tools and methods. So basically, for that third bullet point, you can just say ecologists use the scientific method. Okay, I mean, that's basically what they're saying. I wouldn't write the whole thing. The biosphere is the portion of the earth that supports life. It includes land masses, fresh water, salt water, lower portions of the atmosphere, and areas beneath the Earth's surface. So in the biosphere, you're going to want to title the biosphere and then draw a T-chart underneath it. On the left-hand side of your T-chart, you'll want to title biotic factors, and on the right side of your T-chart, abiotic factors. For biotic factors, please copy down: biotic factors are living factors in an organism's environment. Interactions among organisms are necessary for the survival of a species in the same geographic location. On the right side, for abiotic factors are the non-living factors in an organism's environment. Organisms adapt to survive in the abiotic factors present in their natural environment. You're going to hear in science all year long, and probably for the rest of your life, words like atypical, abiotic. They take a regular word like biotic or typical and they slap an A in front of it. Just so you know, A is Latin for no or non. And so this means non or no life. Okay, so abiotic factors are non-living. So let's not talk about biosphere as in a general term. It's time to talk about levels of organization. So the biosphere is too large and complex to study as a whole. So basically, the way the biosphere is going to be organized, if we relate that to a school district, we have the West County School District, and that's preschool through 12th grade. Okay, so that's like 14 possible years you can be here. But that's a pretty large thing. That's a biosphere, right? So if we were to get more organized about it and break it down into smaller, more niche pieces, then at that point we're going to be specifying first grade, second grade, 11th grade. So please write this down. Ecologists divide the biosphere into levels of organization to study, and those are, starting with the smallest to the largest: organism, population, biological community, ecosystem, biome, biosphere. And as you can see, the levels increase in complexity as the numbers and interactions between organisms also increases. So the lowest level of organization is clearly an individual organism, and organisms of a single species that share the same geographic location at the time make up a population. Whereas a biological community is a group of interacting populations that occupy the same geographic area at the same time. An ecosystem is a biological community in all non-living abiotic factors that affect it. A biome is a large group of ecosystems that share the same climate and have similar types of communities. Continuing on with how ecosystems interact with each other, a habitat is an area where an organism lives. So, if I was the organism, Mrs. Lewis, my habitat is my home. A niche is the role or position that an organism has in its environment. So in my environment, I'm like the boss, I'm the mom. So here we're talking about ecosystem interactions. We're going to get a little bit deeper and talk about community and how those interactions occur. Again, you're going to make a T-chart, please, and you're going to title the top of the T-chart with community interactions. And on the left side, your subtitle will be competition, and on your right side, your title will be predation. So under competition, write it down, occurs when more than one organism uses a resource at the same time. Competition is stronger when resources are scarce. Everybody's seen the Lion King, right? So you had a whole bunch of animals, and what did they share? They shared the drinking hole, okay? Think about rabbits. Wolves eat rabbits. What else might eat a rabbit out in nature? What about fish? Bears eat fish. Lions eat fish. All different types of predators will eat fish. They're competing for that same type of food. Predation is the act of one organism pursuing and consuming another organism for food. Again, let's use the bear model. The bear goes into the water. He wants fish. He loves fish. He's going to go after it, and he's going to get it. So that organism that pursues the other is the predator. So the bear is the predator, and the organism being pursued is the prey. The prey is the fish. And please add bear, fish. Symbiotic relationships. This is going to be a 3-tier T-chart. So you're going to have 3 columns. Title the main 3-column T-chart as this: symbiotic relationships. The subtitle on the left side of your 3 columns is symbiosis. And it is the close relationship that exists when 2 or more species live together. The middle column will be mutualism. Both organisms benefit. And communalism will go in there as well. One organism benefits, but the other is neither helped nor harmed. So it's no harm, no foul. And your last column on the right-hand side is parasitism. One organism benefits at the expense of another. So we're going to put some examples in there. For parasitism, you're going to write ticks on a dog. The ticks benefit and the dogs don't. Your example for communalism is like Nemo, the clownfish, and the anemone in which he lived. Even though the anemone didn't electrocute Nemo, it didn't so much help him because he's still fishing around, right? So a communalism is where it neither helps nor harms another individual. So Nemo can come in, sit in that anemone, and it doesn't really help him, nor does it harm him. Mutualism. A great example for mutualism is actually a bee and a flower. Okay, for mutualism, since both organisms benefit, we would use the bee and the flower for this. Flowers can't self-pollinate. A flower is a plant. It can't get up and move and go, hey, want to make some more flowers? It doesn't happen that way. So they need the bee to come in, collect the pollen, and distribute that pollen into another flower. So that's how it can procreate its species of flower. The bee benefits by being able to go back and use that pollen to make honey and feed the hive. This concludes your lesson 2.1.